Hey everybody, DigitalRamen here, and today I wanted to make a little video talking about my old main, because I think I love Nemesis, but I'd like to consider Wesker my main at this point. Nemesis is like my second. Go into one facet of his issues, which is his add-ons and how horrendous they are. Like if you play any killer, like you play Blight, you're using like 5 or 6 of his add-ons because 6 of his add-ons are good. The others are like good, but not the best, right? Like he has amazing add-ons, and then you have killers like Nemesis. Almost all of Hillbilly's add-ons are bad. Like there are so many killers in this game where their add-ons are just atrocious, and I don't know why they don't just touch them up. At this point, they don't give a shit probably about Nemesis, but I really hope that they do because he's such a cool killer and he has so much potential. Like if they just fixed a couple things, I think they can do it. But we're going to start off with the brown add-ons. Visitor wristband increases zombie detection range by 2 meters and field of view by 10 degrees. Right off the bat, zombies fucking suck. AI is terrible. There is no point in actually like relying on your zombies. If you watch in a lot of my matches, there are matches where I literally just get a random hit and I'm like, yeah, my zombie actually did something, because guess what? I'm saying that because zombies usually do nothing. Hit her. Hit her, yes, kill her. Zombies are basically just there for random hits with dopamine. You'd get a dopamine rush and you're like, oh yes, the zombie, you're my best friend. And then there's days where the fucking zombie's body blocking you from getting to a hook, or it's body blocking a doorway. Yeah, zombies aren't that great. And sometimes I feel like if they just gave him maybe 1 zombie, or keep the 2 but buff them in some way, like let Nemesis walk through them. I don't understand why he can't. They're his zombies, it's his power. I don't get it. But this is a terrible add-on because zombies suck. They need to buff zombies. That is my thing about this. And also their detection is terrible anyway, and I didn't even know they had field of view. When they look at someone, they lose them half the time. So yeah, S.T.A.R.S field combat manual, a manual of compiled S.T.A.R.S close combat, blah 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 blah. The zombies' auras turn yellow for 6 seconds after hitting a survivor. This is a joke of an add-on. This should just be base kit. Whenever I think about running a different add-on and I see this, I'm like, bro, why isn't this just base kit? There are times when I get a hit with a zombie and I'm like, which one was it? You usually have no clue. I can tell like if I see it at the very end of their animation where they're like, that this is an add-on that should just be put into his base kit. I don't know why you decided not to do that. There are killers like the Dredge, where you teleport back to your husk and you get freaking killer instinct when you teleport near them. Like I don't get that, why that's not just built in. There are killers like Wesker. You get killer instinct from across the map when they use a vaccine. You get that here, but like you should be getting that with a zombie. You barely get zombie hits. Reward that, please. Damage syringe increases time it takes survivors to use a vaccine by 2 seconds. Increases length of killer instinct when survivors use a vaccine by 1.5 seconds. It's okay. I mean, like, I'm not going to complain that it's taking longer for them to do their side objective, but like everybody's going to do it at least once. So that's what, 2 extra seconds, which isn't really that crazy. And then they're going to maybe use it again if they use the 5th or 6th. Great, but I don't know. This is a really weird one. It probably could come in clutch with like, I mean, there's a better version of this add-on, so there's really no point in running this add-on. It's not that great. Brian's Intestines increases zombie movement speed by 25%. That's actually kind of huge for like a brown add-on, because purple add-on's 50%. So you're basically getting half that already. You could probably run this and then run the this one as well, so you're getting 55% immediately, or just run these 2 on top of each other. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's bad. I honestly think they should increase zombie movement speed base because it's really bad, honestly. I think they need buffs, but it's whatever. I feel like a lot of his add-ons right now just focus around zombies and zombies doing shit, where a lot of them should be focusing on his power. I don't understand why they don't. I would be totally fine with them ripping away all of the add-ons that affected zombies and just making them all affect Nemesis. The zombies are pointless in buffing. They just are. You need to buff zombies for me to actually run these add-ons. The zombie heart increases mutation rate when destroying zombies with tentacle strike by 50%. This is a really mid add-on because you already don't get a lot from hitting a zombie. So giving 50% more of it isn't really that crazy. That's not like that big. I would see like maybe this being 100% and then 150% being another one, because you really don't get a lot from killing a zombie. So I would honestly buff these. These aren't really that great. These are just fun to run every now and then if you're doing like a stealth build where you hit the zombie with the 1 add-on and you get stealthy. But there's a better version of this add-on, so I don't know why this exists. MIKHAIL'S eye increases zombie movement speed by 35%. For a while, just for fun, I was running this add-on and this add-on together because I just wanted to keep it at get yellows, but honestly, I don't think that, like, if you're trying to be consistent with Nemesis, you should not be running you should at least be running Broken Recovery Coin, like at least one of his purples. You should at least be running one of his purples as a second, and then you have to run Marvin's Blood, and I will explain in a bit. But MIKHAIL'S, I think it's honestly a good add-on. I like the 35% speed boost. I think as a yellow, it maybe should be like 40%, and then the other one should be like maybe 60-70%, because for some reason this one's at 50% and then this one's 150% for 60 seconds. So I guess they were scared of buffing zombies. That's okay add-on. I never really run it anymore. Marvin's Blood increases mutation rate when hitting a survivor with Tentacle Strike by 25%. Hear me now, this is his best add-on, and it is sad that this is his best add-on, because honestly a yellow add-on should not be having to be run every game. This by far is amazing, because if you're going for chases and you're not trying to do my strategy every game, which is my strategy is try to infect everybody once in the very beginning of the game, play hit and run, so I get my full with Corrupt Intervention. That's how I play him, because then you can get to tier 2 or tier 3 really fast by first infecting everyone, and then you can down someone, because what I usually do is I hit and run until I hit tier 2, and then I commit to someone. Once you commit to someone, that gets you almost to tier 3, and all you have to do is get into one more chase and you get into tier 3. If you're not running Marvin's Blood and you don't do my strategy, you're going to be stuck in tier 1 and tier 2 for a while. You won't hit tier 2 till your second chase, because going for chases, you're not going to get as much mutation rate because you already infected the person. A first infect is like a bigger size of like the bar to tier up, and hitting someone while they're infected does not give you that much. So if you're watching my games and you're like seeing it jump up that much when I hit someone, that's because I'm running this add-on all the time. This is really needed to get to tier 2 or tier 3 fast. So please, like, either I would be really okay making this a brown or keeping it yellow, having the percent and putting the half the percent inside of his base kit, and then keeping it as this, and then maybe making it green or purple, because honestly I should not be having to work so damn hard to get my killer to tier 2. Because tier 2 is just where he's good. I say good, it's where he's better. He's better in tier 2. You still have to get 3 hits on a freshly non-infected survivor, but that's beside the point. Adrenaline Injector increases length of killing and strength when survivors use a vaccine by 3 seconds. This is terrible. I don't even know why you would run an adrenaline injector. Just run the damage syringe. Like, you're getting half of the value and you're getting another thing on top of that. So the buff adrenaline injector, this is terrible. Admin wristband increases zombie detection range by 4 meters and field of view by 18 meters. I know some people run this sometimes. This isn't terrible. I really just don't believe in zombies at all when it comes to AI tracking, because there's a video by Otts where basically if you make them whiff, you go behind them, there was only one time where they actually kept tracking them, so that's really bad for them. You can make a zombie whiff and then leave them immediately, so
Just buff zombies, please.
TYRANT GORE increased mutation rate when destroying zombies with Tentacle Strike by 50%, decreases zombie respawn time by 5 seconds. This isn't terrible. It's like half, because there's this one, which is like increased mutation rate when destroying zombies with Tentacle Strike by 100%, and then there's this one where it's like decreases zombie respawn time by 5 seconds. So I mean, if you really were worried about it and you're like, well, I want to get that 50%, but like I want to decrease the respawn time, that's not bad. It's like a worse version of this purple add-on, but I mean, I don't even know why you'd run this, because if you're going to be killing your zombies, I usually run the T-Virus sample with the stealth build, or I run it with Marvin's Blood if I want to get to tier 2 or 3 faster and not have to rely on chases. So this is like, I would say buff this or change it, rework it. Like this feels redundant. Like, this doesn't feel that good. T-Virus sample increases mutation rate when destroying zombies with Tentacle Strike by 100%. This is pretty good. I don't think this is a bad add-on. I think it's not his best and not in the top like 5, but it's not like terrible. I wouldn't mind keeping like the increased mutation rate destroying a zombie with Tentacle Strike by 100%. I wouldn't mind keeping that kind of section of add-ons. Like, if they kept it, I'd be fine. I mean, maybe make it so like this is like decreases zombie respawn time by 5 seconds as well. Give it a little something, because I mean, do you really care about your zombies at the end of the day? But yeah, I mean, it's not a bad add-on. I have nothing really to say about it. I don't like using it. Serotonin Injector grants undetectable for 15 seconds when a zombie is destroyed. I don't think this is that bad. This is pretty good for certain builds, but at the same time, you're trying to make Nemesis stealthy. Just run Tinkerer. Like, you have heavy footsteps at that point, so if they figure out your gimmick for the game, I don't know if this is worth running, but I like to run it sometimes. It's a little fun. Plant 43 vines increases time required for survivors to open up supply cases by 4 seconds. Dead ass? Don't understand it. Plant 43 vines and damage syringe. These are like passive slowdowns. Just make it 1. Just make it it like increases time required for survivors to open up supply case by 4 seconds, and make it so the syringe takes like extra 2 seconds. Make it 2 different add-ons. One is a worse version, one's a better version, but dead ass, like running this by itself is not worth it. They open up the supply cases 5 times. That's 20 seconds. That is basically nothing. 4 seconds each person's time that's opening it. That is not worth running. I don't think that's good at all. I waste more time when I whip and miss and recover. Like, it's not worth, but I digress. Liquor tongue. Survivors are hindered for an extra 0.2 seconds after being contaminated. Get rid of this add-on. Just get rid of it. This should not be a thing in the first place. Buff Nemesis so that when you hit someone with the tentacle for the first time, they do not get a speed boost. That would make him shoot up maybe to high mid tier. He'd be so much better. Like, I don't understand why they get 3 speed boosts in a chase, but I digress. You shouldn't have to run an add-on just to stop them from running that far. And besides, 0.2 seconds is really nothing. This is not a good add-on. This should be a yellow. NEA Parasite. Any alpha parasite. Becoming contaminated inflicts oblivious for 60 seconds or until the survivor receives a vaccine. This is probably in his top 4 add-ons. I think this is actually pretty good. I don't really run it that much because it's RNG. Like a lot of his add-ons, like you're gonna make that person oblivious. They're gonna hear you walking up on them, so it's okay. They're also gonna see your red stain, so it's okay. It's not that great. Jill Sandwich reveals a survivor's aura for 12 seconds after they unlock a supply case. Honestly, this isn't terrible. Pairing it with the iridescent umbrella badge, which is like someone's exposed after using a vaccine. If you can see their aura for 12 seconds and they use the vaccine immediately, you know where they are, so you can kind of like give chase and try and get that exposed as much as possible, but you shouldn't have to run these things twice. Like, it's not bad, but at the same time, it's not that great. Like, you're only getting it 5 times in a match. It's really dependent on where they're using the vaccine as well, because if they use it and they're really far away, you might not get that. So, depleted ink ribbon decreases zombie respawn time by 5 seconds, increases zombie movement speed by 50%. Any zombies destroyed after all generators are repaired will respawn in an exit area. The last bullet point is shit. Like, there's no point. Zombies are a joke, but decreases zombie respawn time by 5 seconds and increases zombie movement speed by 50 seconds. Like I said earlier, don't be scared. Just buff the zombies' movement speed to like maybe 75%. Decrease zombie respawn time by 5 seconds. You can leave that, and I'm okay with that. Like, there's no point. Actually, these are slightly different. One's about mutation rate, one's not, but like, it's like you're scared to make his add-ons good, which I get because he's an interesting killer. He has some anti-loop, but he's a very difficult one. But yeah, I think that just buff it in some way or rework it. It's not that great. And then Broken Recovery Coin. This is my personal favorite. This is probably top 2. I say it's his best, but his iridescents aren't like terrible as well. They're in his top, but they're not that great. Moves 1 supply case from the trial. I use this because the way I play, I try and go for infinite infection. With the way I play, I try and get to tier 2 as fast as possible, then go for a chase, and then passively get my tier 3 by reinfecting everybody. This leads to an infinite infection where they're all infected, but this can also lead to, like, if you're running this might not do anything because some people don't give a shit about using the vaccine all that much, and if they do, they might be a really good team. They might gen rush you. Like, there's so many errors with this. I'm honestly okay with them getting rid of this and reworking how his infections work. I feel like this is probably his best combo: infinite infection and just getting to tier 2 as fast as possible. It's, as Wesker, it's much harder to get infinite infection because you have 2 uses out of the can. But yeah, I think Broken Recovery Coin is probably his 3rd best or 2nd best, but we'll move on. Shattered S.T.A.R.S badge increases zombie movement speed by 150% for 60 seconds after a generator is repaired. No, I hate this. I hate this add-on. I'm okay if they did decreases zombie respawn time by 5 seconds. Any zombies destroyed after a generator is repaired will respawn in an exit area, and increases zombie movement speed by maybe 100%. It's an iridescent. Like, this is a shit iridescent. Every time they finish a generator, they're fast. Oh boy, you can outrun them. They're not crazy fast. This is a terrible add-on. I hate running this. This is no joke. I hate this. Iridescent umbrella badge. Survivors are inflicted with exposed for 60 seconds when using a vaccine. I like this add-on. I think it's really good for him sometimes, but you have to be on your toes because someone can just hide. You might not get the value. You're not always going to get the value out of this. I genuinely don't think this is that great of an add-on. I think maybe I'm okay with them reworking this one and making it totally something else, maybe something with mutation rate or something with the supply cases, but inflicting them with exposed for 60 seconds when using a vaccine, it's sometimes just not enough with 60 seconds, which I think is fair. I don't think it's not broken. I'm not saying break the add-on, but do something, please. A lot of Nemesis's problems derive from the fact that you're always running Marvin's blood and you're always running an Eerie or a purple, and even then his purples and Eerie suck. Like, I can give you great examples of killers that benefit from all of their add-ons. I'm gonna go to Wesker, my second favorite right now. All of his add-ons change the way he plays in a good way. These are not broken add-ons. These are good add-ons for the playstyles that you want to play him and for each person. And then you go to his Iris. His Iris get crazy. Destroy pallets and break walls when colliding while using Virulent Bound. Removes the ability to vault pallets while using Virulent Bound. That's crazy. That's amazing. That's a changer. Iridescent Ouroboros Vial. Survivors start the trial infected with Ouroboros. Survivors suffer from the exposed status effect for 30 seconds when reaching maximum infection. That's fair. Starting with the infection, like why does Nemesis not have an add-on like this where you get to start infected and you have to use the vaccines? I'd be okay if it gave them multiple uses out of the vaccines if they had to start infected. Give him something. If we go to like Blight, let's go to Blight. For some reason, Adrenaline Vial still exists, decreases time to recharge a rush token by 1 second, increases rush speed by 10%, increases maximum rush tokens by 2, increases maximum looking while rushing by 20 degrees, increases turn rate while decreases turn rate while rushing by 55%. So yes, you cannot turn as much, but you're fucking fast. And then if you compare that with anything, like it increases speed while rushing by 6% for each consecutive rush, you're literally Sonic the Hedgehog flying across the map, pinballing everywhere. Like all of his add-ons are crazy. I don't even know how some of these are still in the game and not changed at all, but being able to run double speed is not okay. And then there's the flaws with his character. The fact that you have to get to tier 2 to tier 3, but to injure someone and down them, you have to get 3 hits in a chase. It's crazy. He's the only killer that has to do that, and I think it's absurd. You're already working to get to tier 2 to make your character good, yet to get there, you have to get fresh infections or commit to a chase that you have to run an add-on for to get to tier 2 really fast. I don't know what they're thinking when they made this character and when they didn't buff him at all, but it's whatever. I think the crazy thing is that getting the 3 hits and then they get a speed boost every time. It's like you're in for either a really, really long chase or a short chase because they don't know how to play against Nemesis. If they know how, it's over. That's my little rant on Nemesis and what I think should be changed about him. I think literally just infections, his add-ons, zombies need to be worked. Other than that, I think he's a great killer. I love being able to break pallets with him. I love having the extra range in tier 3 and his movement speed. I don't know how to feel about his stealth, but I'm okay with not having stealth because of his boots, because I have other killers I like to play in stealth. Like I can play Wesker, who's really quiet, or I can play Ghostface, and I like playing Ghostface, so don't hate. Also, the Cannibal with Takeover is really fun to play sometimes. If you guys like me talking about the flaws and the good things of a killer, let me know. I also want to see in the comments what you guys think. What would you do if you could fix up Nemesis, or what add-ons would you like to see? But guys, subscribe if you really like this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody. What is going on, everybody? If you guys like today's video, please like, it really helps me out, and also subscribe because that also really helps me out. Comment as well. I like to see what you guys have to say, and I also actually respond and reply to comments, so you can subscribe by hitting this icon right here, or you can look at the newest video I made by looking at this right here. Yeah, you can click on that. We'll see you guys in the next video or next stream. I do stream Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Sundays. Go check that out, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.